How's it going, guys?
Alright.
Are you on the phone right now? Oh, I'm taking the phone, okay. Hey, so do you know I stopped you tonight?
No.
No? You're flying back there on Sahara. You're going at least 60. Yeah. You're going at least 55. Okay, do you got any ID on you? Okay, do you got any ID on you? Okay. Do you mind if I see it real quick? And would you mind rolling down your window for my partner over there? The passenger side window?
Sorry, I don't know how to roll down this window at all.
That's fine.
Because I have not been put up. You put him up now.
Okay. Do you got any ID on you?
It doesn't matter.
Do you have any ID on you?
I do have ID on me, but I do not have to show it to you.
Okay. Okay.
But you have to give us your
I
name.
don't know. You put him up. You not put me up.
Okay, so let me get your ID
You
first.
still have to identify yourself in the state of Nevada for traffic.
What's that?
I don't have to show you no ID.
I didn't say you had to show me your ID. I said you had to still give me your name and your birth date.
My birthday, but I'm going to have to show you ID.
Nobody said you did right this second. I just told you if you would listen to me. Okay. And then I just told you.
Your registration and insurance?
So we can do this two ways.
Awesome. And registration?
You will have to grab that yourself, officer.
This isn't in my car. I don't know what's that.
Someone's left compartment is the farm and it goes to the car.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's fine.
You need to step out the vehicle.
Can you step out of the car for me?
Because you need to step out of the vehicle.
Can I please have
Oh yeah, I think I'm into a red right now. Want to do a red?
Please, can I have a supervisor here? I've done nothing wrong. There's no reason for me to step out the vehicle.
GW?
Yes, you ran my license plate. You know that already.
No,
we don't know that.
Yeah, when you run my license plate, you know that.
If we ran it, it didn't come up.
It comes up already on my license plate that I'm a concealed weapons carrier all day.
Okay, well that didn't show up on our computer.
Well, okay, you need to run it again because you know you ran my license plate, and that comes up automatically. So it has to be registered to DOD. When I get to the same site.
That's fine. Here. No roll call. Tell them that they're refusing to get out of the vehicle. They say they have a firearm.
Control 1, BC 98. Trying to supervise my location.
That we need a supervisor.
Can we get a supervisor to a location? There seems to be a 413 in the car, but they're refusing to get out of the car. What code for?
That's fine. Because
I told you were
the
speeding.
speed limit is 45.
You're going 55 on Sahara. Or not you, but your driver here.
No, do not touch. Leave your hands or we can see them.
For your speed number, whatever in your car, does that show the speed that I went?
No, we're pacing you.
You're pacing? Okay. No. First and foremost, to be in a vehicle, if you're behind me speeding,
I don't know why you're yelling.
I'm not yelling at you.
I'm not yelling at you.
I'm not yelling at you. I would like to know if you're speeding up to catch up with my speed, you're gonna go faster to catch up with my speed. So that right there, first of all, is no regard to
I was following you for a long time.
We were not behind us. Long time. Okay. When did you come behind us?
Okay, so look, I'm not going to argue with you, alright?
It's not an argument.
What's done is done.
It's a question. It's a question. This is not an argument. Because first and foremost, I'm asking you, if you're behind us a long time, where did you get behind us? What street did you get behind us?
For the passenger, because he's RO the car. He won't get the registration. So if he won't get the registration out of the car because it's
my car's registered. You ran the plates already. You know this car's registered. That's good.
Refusing to identify himself, and then he refused to get out of the vehicle.
You know this car's registered. So why you still asking for it?
Of course we already know that.
Oh, we're gonna have 20 cars out here. It's funny. It's funny because nobody's done nothing. This is just a show. This is a parade. That's all it is.
Man, if you get out and you handle
business like we want you to, we'll get you guys out of here. However,
whatever, cuz, whatever. I don't have to do that. I know my rights.
Okay, well, in the state of Nevada, I don't know where you know your rights.
Well, where's your supervisor at? I requested a supervisor and I need him here.
Well, that's fine. But hear me out.
And that's my right.
Okay.
Wow.
You don't have a right to have a supervisor.
Wow. Yes, I do have a right to have a supervisor. Yes, I do. I have a right to request a supervisor. The keys are right here. I have a right to request a supervisor. Oh, wait. You cannot take them. Why are you taking my keys? This is not your property. I don't have no search or seizure at all. Why are you taking my keys?
I'm not done with this.
Why are you taking my keys?
Yeah, that's why we called.
I did not consent to no search or no seizure.
Speeding on Sahara, 55 into 45. Listen to me, man.
I know my rights. To me. No, I know my rights.
I'm
a passenger.
Out of this car and handcuff and take him down to jail.
Now, if you want to do that, then who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. I didn't do that. You put him on.
Okay.
You have no right to ask me any questions.
I haven't seen it.
You have the right to pull you over.
No, you did not have. You put him over, not me.
It doesn't matter.
You put him over, not me. I committed no crime. You have no reason to subject me to no search or seizure at all. I've committed no crime. This is not a search in first state at all.
Step out. Come on out, man.
This side's locked, guys.
Come on, step out and pull you out. Be easy on him. Cool.
You ready?
Yeah. Just walk back, cool. Make sure he doesn't have any guns on him. Come back this way.
Can you unlock it?
Yeah.
No.
Why are you unlocking my car? Why are you unlocking my car?
Get out of the vehicle.
Children, get out of the vehicle. I would like to have a supervisor here. I would like to have a supervisor here.
Man, I'm the lieutenant.
Then why are you putting me on my car? And I have done nothing wrong. I have not been pulled over. I have not committed no law. Do you have a reason to think I committed a crime?
I'm gonna make you.
Do you think I have a reason? Do you think I have a reason that I committed a crime? Step out on the car. Out of the car. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Stop resisting. Hang on, don't disturb. When have I ever reasoned?
Relax. He's cool.
What have I done?
You know what I'm saying?
369, you take control.
I have not done nothing wrong. Nothing.
Oh yeah, you're talking right now, sir.
Why am I talking?
Can I ask you what's the question? Okay. My fiance is right there in the silver Wingo. Okay, that's fine.
We're very funny officers. She's Nevada state law says you cannot obstruct. How about you raise off from doing anything? Okay, so we're going to stand up.
Yeah, just figure out what's going on.
How about you raise off from doing anything? All right. I've never been raised off from doing anything. I know my rights.
Okay,
You what is the weapon?
My wallet?
Are you serious?
I gave not cooperating. Alright. If you look me up, I have nothing but
I'm an upstanding citizen.
Okay. What's wrong with your guitar? How you like that?
I'm a passenger. I've never committed
My roommate, I've known him for 11 years. Why'd you throw a
So why y'all fucking with me?
Okay, I'm gonna roll you up.
Okay.
Okay.
And
now we're gonna stand.
But man, this didn't happen.
Now what have I done?
This almost never happened.
Hey, make sure you get his glasses. I told him.
What crime have I committed?
Behind you. Behind you.
What crime have I committed? Please, officer, please tell me. What crime have I committed?
Do you have any reason to think I've committed a crime or have reason to be in a crime?
Yeah. And here's the social.
When you,
I can ride him in my car. We're
I do not have to step out of the car.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to talk to you. I want to listen.
Tim, you can clear, dude. We don't need you. We don't need you, bud. You guys are busy enough.
He's claiming it's his legal gun, but he's also refused on everything.
That is my car.
Is there 413 in there?
Does it smell like weed?
But did you guys sign one?
We have not seen one. It's 413.
Yeah? Okay. Alright. Perfect.
You run this guy?
I didn't. My partner's running right now.
Do me a favor.
Just ours right here. I can put him in the back if you want. Have him sit up. Okay.
Are you going to be 29? No, 18 on
Okay.
47?
Yeah, here. You can put over there? Not until he came out. Yeah.
On him?
I mean, it might be in his pocket too. He said I can't touch him. You got weed on you, man? Were you smoking earlier or something?
No weed here on me. I'm a union carpenter. I don't smoke weed. I can say I'm a damn drunk and I smoke cigarettes, but I do not smoke weed or any other illicit drug. Anybody that you know smoke weed? There might have been a car. Neither one of us. He's a union operator. Neither one of us do drugs. It's this tested for every job we get. We don't do drugs. He doesn't smoke, drink, I drink, and that's all we do.
Yeah.
And that's my roommate.
How long has been roommates for? How long has been roommates for?
Oh, we just moved back in like 6 months ago, but I've known him 11 years.
Where'd you guys come from? Like, were you guys born and raised out here? You said you've been here for 13 years, right?
Oh, hey, bud, we're a couple of blocks away from over there.
Okay. Here, come over here.
We live in this area.
Where are you from originally, though?
Jackson.
Okay, okay. I was asked because I'm from Chicago, you know, so I'm just curious.
Got a bunch of rings stuck in here.
Yeah. Some more right there, too.
Right down the street, right off of Richfield, right down here where the Pizza Hut is.
Oh, Pizza Hut place? Okay.
Three blocks down.
Okay.
We stay right in there. Right by Pizza Hut.
So you don't have anything in your pockets, do you?
No, he already searched me. Well, pat me down.
No, but can I search you, though?
There's nothing on me. You go touch me. I don't care.
All right.
There's nothing on me. I don't care. I ain't never done it. I ain't never had something in my life.
Okay.
Damn near 40. You got no time for no belly.
You and me both, right?
17-year-old son. For what?
Oh, you do? Okay. What's his name? Okay. What's he up to? Anything good?
Well, I mean,
okay. That's good though, you know? What kind of things did you do in the past with law enforcement?
I'm not going to tear your car up, sir.
No, his involvement with law enforcement. I know he's involved, but I wasn't.
He was really aggressive. I mean,
I wasn't with him when he's been dealing with law enforcement, so I can't tell you what's going on with him.
To see if, because if you were to just give my partner his name and his DOB, all my partners would not be here right now. We would have been, you know, this wouldn't have been an issue, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's different ways of looking at things. For one, I understand some of the things that's happening to him, because I can sit and tell you like this. I've been locked up twice for using pesticides in vehicles, which is actually, exactly what he said is actually true. Because me being on the pesticide, I actually do not have to issue a license or ID. I didn't do anything. Like, y'all pull up,
you don't have to.
I was driving, that's on you. That's on me, that's not on him.
You don't have to give your ID, but you have to be able to identify yourself. Per Nevada NRS. So, this is how it works, so that's just one of the NRSs, you know, you have to be able to identify yourself, even if you're a passenger in the vehicle. So.
Well, one, he ain't gonna shut up.
I'm not gonna do what you said?
He's not gonna shut up.
Okay.
Listen, man, all he has to do is identify himself, give an ID, and let us remove the firearm for him. We don't know who he is. We don't know who you are. It's like you wouldn't want us to just have a gun near you. Well, see, that's all it is. That's all it is. I know. I just, as long as you know what's going on and why, you know. I've been pulled over so many times, and I'm from Mississippi. Pull the Mississippi up, pull that over here. First thing I do. Cut the off, ease on that. Can't stay on running.
There's not weed in here, dude?
Alright, man, give us a couple
There's not weed in here?
Alright?
I don't see it.
You guys found a 446 or what?
Smell it. Huh? It's Sterling and I bought
He has no felonies on everything.
Yeah, I
he has
smelled it too.
He buys all
It's
these.
gotta just be in a
He's older than me. He's 46.
residue or something.
I'm thinking that if we start pulling stuff out, we might find it. Well, yeah. Do what you gotta do because we gotta find something. It might be on the one driver. That's what I smell it.
Your partner does have a CCW?
I don't smell it anymore.
Or your roommate?
Yeah, I don't.
He says he does, so I don't know.
If he does, he says he does.
Okay.
I've never seen it, so I can't.
They're doing like.
Because usually we run plates on our car, register all over the car. If they got CCW, it'll come up on there.
Well, maybe I'm incorrect, but wasn't it they had to stop? They stopped doing the CCW thing in there?
No, they just stopped the registration of the gun.
Okay, so no.
So you still have to do CCW though.
Okay.
Unless you're open carrying.
See, like those bins, you're taking his bins and stuff out. Now, that's his personal property. He's a Raider fan. It's all Raider gear, and you know what I'm saying. He was trying to start a little Raider booster club. Okay, well.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, just because there's a gun in there, so we can do a pat down on the vehicle just for the weapons. So that's the only reason why we're doing that.
Shouldn't be nothing else in there.
Well, it's good then, you know. Should be easy then.
Hey, you got anything on you shouldn't have, man? I have nothing. Everything is in my pocket right now. Never in my life. Like I said to the other officers, I am doing something. I have no time for that. I'm at 35 months an hour when I'm working. I have no time to lose $35 for freaking me. What? If you ask me, yeah, I drink all damn day long like a sailor when I'm at home not doing nothing.
Are you married too?
No, not yet. That's my fiance right now.
Okay, okay.
We were all asking for a bar, Rambosk.
What's it called?
City Light.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Okay. I think they're going to ship these
like
down there.
3 blocks down the street.
3 blocks? Okay.
Right down there, Sahara. What's the Sahara auto dealership is?
What?
On the right hand side, to the left. When you get that light, to the left of that shop, there's a little bar.
Just like little pieces down in there or something.
Everything on me, and I'll sit here and tell you. 1, nope, I don't have my license right now. They're suspended. He didn't want to drive. He didn't feel good, so that's why I was driving. Okay, and then on top of that, I have no warranty paying. I have a payment plan with North Las Vegas, and I'm still paying them on.
Oh, you're on calendar for North Las Vegas?
Yes, I'm paying them on.
That's fine. Okay. Yeah, no worries.
I blew myself out of warranty.
Well, that's good though. That's good.
I have no time.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Well, that's good though. It's good. Which union you guys part of?
Oh, 2 different unions. I'm 1977. He's operator.
Okay. When are you guys going to get married? Say what? You said something to her, is that what you said?
Pretty much, you haven't set a date yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think I have a reason? Dad, come on, come on. Step out of the car. Out of the car. You're on the ground. You're on the ground now. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Hey, yeah, don't just start. When have I ever resisted?
Just relax.
That video looks horrible. It's worse than you think. I'm going to explain it. My name is Attorney Steven Stubbs. I'm an attorney in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is absolutely horrible. Horrible. Because on February 28, 2016, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department decided they were going to saturate an area and do proactive stops. Now, that's not my word. That's Lieutenant Connell's word. That's what he called it. That they saturated the area with multiple officers and they wanted to do proactive stops. What does that mean? That means they're pulling over anybody for anything that they can find, usually traffic, and then they try to find something else. They're actively looking to find some illegal activity and arrest people for it. Oh, and they didn't saturate my neighborhood. They didn't saturate my neighborhood, which is actually mostly white people. They decided to go to one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Las Vegas, and they decided to saturate the area, and they decided to do these proactive stops. Does that sound wrong to anyone else? Now, NRS 171123, it's very important. NRS 171123 is probably the most important law for a police officer to know, and it's one of the most misunderstood laws with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. It says when you can detain somebody and when that person has to identify themselves, which is only after they are being detained. Okay, so if a police officer has individual reasonable suspicion that somebody has committed a crime, is now committing a crime, or is about to commit a crime, one of those three things, if there is reasonable suspicion that they have, are now, or are about to commit a crime, then that person is allowed to be detained. Now, if that person is detained, and only if, then that person must identify themselves. And there's a United States Supreme Court case called Heibel, H-I-I-B-E-L, Heibel, where the United States Supreme Court interpreted the Nevada duty to identify statute that and clearly stated that, number one, it's constitutional, but it's constitutional because it was limited. And what does it say? It says that a person is never required to produce identification. They're never required to give a driver's license, a state-issued ID. They're never required to do any of that. That's what Heibel says. Now, this is an interesting situation to where there's a driver and a passenger. They were pulled over for speeding. There is reasonable suspicion that somebody committed a crime. Guess who that person wasn't? The passenger. The passenger wasn't speeding. There was no probable cause whatsoever for that passenger. There was no reason to believe that he had committed a crime, was now committing a crime, or would commit a crime. Therefore, under Nevada law and under Heibel, a United States Supreme Court case, that person is not required to identify themselves. So what happened? The police officer said, "Give me your ID." He said, "Nope, I don't think that's right. Nope, I don't have to give you my ID." And they lost their cool, and they got mad, and they demanded that he give ID. They demanded that he identify himself. Again, no reasonable suspicion. And my client, Mr. Galloway, stood his ground, hands in the air, being completely safe, said, "Nope, you don't have any probable cause on me. You got nothing on me. I don't have to identify myself."
I would like to record this.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you.
I would like to know that you know that you are being recorded right now.
If you're speeding up to catch up with my speed, you're going to go faster to catch up with my speed. So that right there, first and foremost, is no regard in saying what speed I was going.
For a long time.
You were not behind us
for a long time.
We
just got okay. Where did you come behind us?
Okay, so look, I'm not going to argue with you, all right?
It's not an argument. It's a question. It's a question. This is not an argument. Because first and foremost, I'm asking you, if you're behind us a long time, where did you get behind us? What street did you get behind us?
For the passenger, just use our own car. He won't get your registration.
You know my car's registered. You ran the plates already. You know this car's registered and it's good. You know this car's registered. So why you still asking for it? Fuck.
Oh, we finna have 20 cars out here.
Of
it's
course.
Funny. It's funny because nobody's done nothing. This is just a show. This is a parade. That's all it is.
Man, if you get out and you handle business like we want you to, we'll get you guys out of here. However,
whatever. I don't have to do that. I know my rights.
Okay, well, in the state of Nevada, I don't know where you know your rights.
Well, where's your supervisor at? I requested a supervisor and I need him here.
Well, that's fine, but hear me out.
And that's my right.
Okay.
Wow.
You don't have a right to have a supervisor.
Wow.
Yes, I do have a right to have a supervisor. Yes, I do. I have a right to request a supervisor.
The keys are right here.
I have a right to request a supervisor.
Oh, wait.
You cannot take them. Why are you taking my keys? This is not your property. I do not consent to no such a seizure at all. Why are you taking my keys?
I'm not done with this.
Why are you taking my keys? I did not request. I do not consent to no search or no seizure at all.
Listen to me, man.
I know my. Listen to me.
No,
I know my rights.
Listen to you.
I'm a passenger.
Out of this car and handcuffed and taken down to jail.
Man, if you want to do that, then who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. I didn't do that. You put him over, not me.
Okay.
Well, you have no right to ask me any questions.
The Supreme Court says we have the right to pull you.
No, you do not have. You put him over, not me.
It doesn't matter.
You put him over, not me. I've committed no crime. You have no reason to subject me to no search and seizure at all. I've committed no crime. This is not a search and frisk state at all.
Step out. Come on now, man. Come on, step out and pull you out. Easy on me, think cool. Just walk back, cool. Make sure he doesn't have any guns on him.
Can you unlock it?
Yeah, it's unlocked. Where's the gun?
Why are you unlocking my car? Why are you unlocking my car?
Get out of the vehicle.
Chili, I would like to have a supervisor here.
Or you can be
I would like to have a supervisor here.
Man, I'm the lieutenant.
Then why are you pulling me out of my car? And I have done nothing wrong. I have not been pulled over. I've not committed no law. Do you have a reason to think I've committed a crime?
I'm gonna make you.
Do you think I have a reason? Do you think I have a reason that I've committed a crime?
Step out of the car. Out of the car. You're on the ground. You're on the ground now. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Hey, y'all, don't start. When have I ever resisted?
Just relax.
What have I done?
369 DC control.
I have not done nothing wrong. Nothing.
Oh yeah, you're obstructing right now, sir.
Why am I obstructing?
You're deliberately delaying and hindering an investigation, sir. That's obstruction.
I'm exercising my human rights.
Well, your human rights are very fine and well, sir. The Nevada state law says that you cannot obstruct, delay, or
How about delay y'all from doing anything?
Okay, so we're going to stand you up and make sure there's no
How about delay y'all from doing anything?
All right.
I'm not delay y'all from doing anything. I know my rights.
This is so you can use that as a weapon.
Use what as a weapon?
Use that.
My wallet? Are you kidding me? Alright. I'm an upstanding citizen.
Now, some people might say, why didn't you just go along with it, right? Why don't you just cooperate with the police? See, Mr. Galloway has some life experiences that make it so that he doesn't exactly trust police. He doesn't hate them. He has nothing against them. He just doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust his own safety. Because when he was in his early 20s and he was living in Southern California, at the time when the Los Angeles Police Department was the most corrupt of any police department ever. This is the time of the O.J. Simpson. This is the time of Rodney King. All kinds of things are happening. Racial profiling everywhere. He was a young man. He was walking down the street and he was arrested. Now, why was he arrested? A black man had robbed a store, and that was the description they had. And he was the closest one when the police got there. So they arrested him and he was put in jail wrongly. Now, they ended up releasing him because they found the guy, and it wasn't him. But him simply being black and being the closest person to a store that was robbed made it so that he was arrested and charged with felonies until they found the right guy and they dismissed all the charges. He has no criminal record, none whatsoever. He actually has taken himself out of poverty in Los Angeles. He came to Nevada and he became a union man. He's a part-time DJ. He's a full-time union man. He deals with a lot of youth. He sponsors kids in youth football programs, and he's a mentor to kids. He's a good guy. He lives within his means. He pays his bills. And yeah, he doesn't live in the best neighborhood, but he does the very best that he can. He's a good man. A good man. So when he's pulled over and they start demanding his identification, and he knows his rights, in fact, he knew more than every police officer there. But he knew his rights, and he stood his ground. And what happened? He got arrested. He got arrested, and then they tried to make up a marijuana charge. They tried to make it up. And because they were trying to make up the marijuana charge to try to make themselves look better, because frankly they looked pretty bad, he was arrested specifically so that they could strip search him. A demeaning and degrading strip search to where he was arrested. He was told that he had to strip naked. They made him bend over. They made him spread his cheeks. They searched his asshole. They then made him move around his nutsack, and they searched that too. Why? Because they were trying to find weed that wasn't there, because he doesn't smoke any and he doesn't have any. So now that Mr. Galloway has been taken from his car, the police get to do what they really wanted to do in the very beginning. They wanted to search his car and try to find something that he did wrong. Because remember, these are proactive stops. These are stops where police are saturated so they can pull some people over and try to find something illegal that these people might have done. So they pull them away. Now, because they're going to arrest them, of course, they get to inventory the car. Now, they're not supposed to actually do any extensive searching without a search warrant, but they're allowed to inventory what's in the car. The police didn't do that right either. But anyway, they go in. Now, there's two officers. One officer sticks his nose right into the car and says, "I smell weed." He proclaims it. He smells weed. The other officer questions him because he doesn't smell the weed. But he said, "Nope, I smell weed."
Okay. It smells like weed in here, dude.
Does it smell like weed?
Yeah.
So they leave, and a minute later, they come back with somebody else, and they don't smell weed anymore. And the officer is saying, "Oh, do you know what? It's aired out."
The more I air it out, the less I smell it.
Yeah. That's the thing. If we need a canine, we would have had to shut all the doors.
It's aired out, so we're going to search for this weed, right? We're going to search for it because they're trying to find something to pin on Mr. Galloway because they already arrested him and they wrongfully arrested him. They're trying to find something, so they got to find something. They just got to. In fact, it's really interesting because they go through, they don't find any weed, by the way. They find nothing, but they search for a long, long time. And at one point, one of the officers actually says he doubted he ever smelled it in the first place.
Actually, we need that just to kind of like justify the thing, because we smelled it. It's just a matter of go like searching good. No doubt we smelled it.
They don't know there's a recording happening. Because here's something interesting. Mr. Galloway, because he wanted to protect his rights, went and bought one of those little GoPro cameras. And he put it on his dashboard just in case he was ever in a situation where he was talking with police and the police were less than honest and had less than pristine integrity. And he videotaped it. And they didn't realize the video was going. And so they talked a lot. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fun? Guess what they said? They admitted that they didn't smell the weed. One officer says he doubted he smelled the weed.
No doubt we smelled it.
Lieutenant Connell came in and proclaimed he didn't smell any weed either.
I don't smell it in the car.
I think
I got a big ass nose too.
After they searched the whole place, they found nothing. Oh, wait. They did find something. They found a little flake that they thought might be green. They were so excited too. They found a flake, and they specifically said when they found the flake that actually we need that. We're saying that we smelled it. It's just a matter of searching good.
Hey, green resin. See a little green flake in there? Yeah.
Yep.
I think there might be like a
Actually, we need that just to kind of like justify it. You're saying 'cause we smelled it, it's just a matter of... Yeah. Go like searching good.
That's what they said. They found a little green flake. That flake could have been anything. They didn't even impound it into evidence. They didn't test it. They didn't do any of that stuff. But they found a little green flake and they proclaimed, quote, "Actually, we need that. We are saying that we smelled it. That's just a matter of searching good." Do you know what else they said? They said, quote, "Do what you gotta do because we gotta find something."
Well, yeah. Do what you gotta do because we gotta find something.
They're searching the car. They're not finding anything. And they say, quote, "Do what you gotta do because we gotta find something." 6 minutes after they started searching, 6 minutes, they admit they didn't smell it anymore. And I'm sorry, I don't think they smelled it in the first place. I just don't think it happened. Okay. I think these police officers were trying to do something. And instead of taking the evidence as it came, they decided they were going to try to bolster their case. It tells you a lot. Do what you gotta do because we gotta find something. This is wrong. What these officers have done is wrong. It's wrong that they didn't know the law or didn't care, one of the two. It's wrong that they don't know the Heibel case, that they don't understand NRS 171123. It's wrong that they didn't know that Mr. Galloway had no legal right, or excuse me, had no legal obligation to identify himself. You know, and he has good reason to exercise his constitutional rights. He's an American, for one. And for another, he has some life experiences that no one else has had. And that's tough. And it makes you question, and it makes you want to know the law. Mr. Galloway knew the law better than any of them. And he was right. But that didn't stop them from arresting him. That didn't stop them from trying to find weed charges. And that didn't stop Lieutenant Connell from saying specifically, "I don't smell it in the car. I've got a big-ass nose, too. So I say we arrest his ass and strip him."
I don't smell it in the car. I got a big-ass nose, too.
So, I say we arrest his ass and strip him.
That's the leader. That's Lieutenant Connell. So I say, we don't smell anything, so I say we arrest his ass and strip him. And they arrested him, and they subjected him to a degrading strip search to where they made him spread his cheeks, and they searched his asshole. Then they made him move around his nutsack so they could search all around there too. He didn't do anything wrong.
Update: body cam videos show no original cause for stop in racial profiling case by LVMPD saturation team. In May of 2016, I reported on the case of Solomon Galloway, a Las Vegas man who was illegally detained, assaulted, and falsely arrested by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's saturation teams in February of that year. At the time, Galloway was the passenger in a vehicle driven by a coworker, which had been stopped under the stated claim that he was speeding. More on that below. The original pretense for that arrest and accompanying violent, illegal actions was Mr. Galloway's refusal to identify himself. However, the passenger in a vehicle that has been stopped for a traffic violation is not considered a party to that infraction. As a result, they are not under any obligation to identify themselves. In fact, legally Galloway could have gotten out of the car and walked away from the traffic stop. Since the actions of the driver do not represent the reasonable suspicion required to legally detain a passenger, they are free to go. Lacking a legitimate reason to detain Galloway, let alone arrest him, Metro's designated harassment squad settled on the old standby of "I smelled pot." They then embarked on a fruitless and illegal search of the car to hopefully find something to justify their illegal against their victim. In the process, they even discussed amongst each other their need to do whatever you gotta to do, because we gotta find something. Unfortunately for them, they didn't find anything at all. Even more unfortunately for them, Galloway had placed a GoPro camera on his dashboard, which he turned on just after they were stopped. Unbeknownst to them, the entire incident, including the illegal search and that incriminating conversation, had been recorded on the GoPro. That included a statement from the supervisor on the scene, Lieutenant Connell, that they should just arrest his ass and strip him, once they finally gave up on finding anything to rationalize their actions. Galloway was then falsely arrested, taken to jail, and subjected to a humiliating and illegal strip search. All of which still failed to justify the obstruction charge that they eventually settled on. It was already incredibly obvious from the GoPro video, which was later featured in a documentary about corruption among Las Vegas police entitled, What Happened in Vegas, that the LVMPD officers involved were completely lying and fabricating a reason to justify what they knew was a false arrest, and illegal demand for ID to begin with. Now however, body cam footage from the officer that initiated the stop, as well as another officer that participated in the assault on Galloway, have been released as part of discovery. One of the interesting aspects of those body camera videos is that in the beginning of the first officer's footage you can actually see his speedometer as he's driving. What that shows is that even the original justification for the stop was based on a lie. Contrary to that officer's claims about their speed, which fluctuated at various points in the video between them going either 55 or 65 miles per hour when he pulled them over, they were in fact going below the 45 miles per hour speed limit. Therefore they didn't even have legal cause to pull them over in the first place. Nor did they have the reasonable suspicion of a crime necessary to justify detaining even the driver of that vehicle. That makes it even more obvious that everything that was done to Galloway, who was the passenger, after the illegal traffic stop was initiated was both unjustifiable and illegal, as well. The badly disguised reality is that this was nothing more than a case of racial profiling and simple harassment. The LVMPD deploys what they call saturation teams into certain neighborhoods they have decided they want to concentrate on. These saturation teams descend upon those neighborhoods looking for any excuse to stop and harass the residents who live there. Even such minuscule crimes as jaywalking on a residential street or having a bicycle without a reflector are used to justify demanding ID from and attempting to question a person. They are essentially just playing the odds in the hope that if they harass enough people within a chosen area they will find a certain percentage of individuals who have warrants or something illegal on them and that are willing to consent to a search to justify an arrest. Statistically, that makes the department look good, but it doesn't make up for the fact that the vast majority of the people in any given neighborhood are not actually criminals and don't deserve to be indiscriminately harassed because a cop has arbitrarily decided they do not belong in that neighborhood. The other side of that equation is that the areas that the LVMPD targets for their saturation teams are invariably those inhabited predominantly by poor and minority residents. In fact, some years ago a Metro spokesperson went so far as to explicitly state to the Las Vegas Review-Journal that they would not use saturation tactics against residents living in the wealthy suburb of Summerlin. As is noted in the video's title, Galloway and his friend were stopped because they were people of color driving an expensive car within a geographical region that the LVMPD had deemed to be suspect. Everything that happened after that was a result of him not respecting their authority. An authority that they did not legally have and that he had every legal, and moral, right not to respect. Video featuring police body camera footage and GoPro video. Related posts submitted by or about Stephen Stubbs. Stephen Stubbs COPBLOCK. Those of you that have followed COPBLOCK.org over the past several years are probably already aware that Stephen Stubbs has been a frequent subject of posts on COPBLOCK.org. He often represents bikers and motorcycle organizations, whom are frequent targets of harassment from the police. In addition, I have personally worked with Steven in the past on several occasions through Nevada COPBLOCK on issues or cases involving his clients or on Know Your Rights seminars he has done within the Las Vegas area. Therefore, there is a pretty lengthy, and growing, list of posts on the Nevada COPBLOCK site involving Steven Stubbs, his clients, and or people or groups he is associated with. Included below are links to those posts. Know Your Rights seminar held in Las Vegas by attorney Steven Stubbs, video. Las Vegas Know Your Rights seminar by attorney Steven Stubbs to be held March 23. What happened in Vegas isn't staying in Las Vegas. Documentary on police brutality premieres at CineQuest. Nevada COPBLOCK founder arrested while filming Las Vegas Metro Police. LVMPD caught on body camera admitting they arrested man for singing F***CK the police. Las Vegas attorney Steven Stubbs explains how not to get beaten and or shot by the police. The LVMPD gang task force is corrupt and it extends all the way to the top. Head of LVMPD Internal Affairs ordered to answer perjury / withholding evidence charges in court. Head of LVMPD Internal Affairs accused of perjury, judge recused self due to negative opinion of her. Boulder City, NV, Police Employee of the Year commits perjury to arrest man interfering with revenue generation. Las Vegas Metro Police illegally search, sexually assault innocent man to justify bullshit arrest. Las Vegas attorney Steven Stubbs, stand up and tell the truth, why #police lies matter. Man beaten by Las Vegas police for not moving fast enough awarded $31,500 settlement. Full Waco Twin Peaks biker shooting videos, witness statement made public. Know Your Rights seminar at Las Vegas Rally for Your Rights. Waco, Texas, Twin Peaks shootings arrests, June 10 call flood. Nevada police chief resigns after protecting animal shelter supervisor who killed pets. Fired NV police chief ordered to pay punitive damages in abuse of authority lawsuit. Las Vegas attorney Steven Stubbs found not guilty in Fifth Amendment right to counsel case. Game over for insert coins and their abusive bouncers. Dance Revolution protest at Insert Coins Las Vegas February 26, 2015. Insert Coin, Las Vegas bouncers beat man and obstruct witness trying to film. Las Vegas police promise fundamental policy changes after Dominic Gennaro beating. Las Vegas police beat a man for not moving fast enough. Las Vegas police agree that you should film them. Free Know Your Rights seminar in Las Vegas. Attorney Steven Stubbs arrested for refusing to leave his client's side.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of your news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it, you know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.